I first met Iris when a friend who is a appraiser said, I've just met a woman with the most remarkable collection of couture costume jewelry. She probably has one of the two best collections in the United States. That was the beginning. I was working at FIT at the time, and she was one of the great lenders to our exhibitions at FIT, the Fashion Institute of Technology. So we became friends, and I saw her socially, and even after we started the Met, there was occasion to borrow from her. We had a show that was planned, and at the very last minute, there was something that happened that it couldn't be, we couldn't proceed, and it was very late. It was in the early summer. And I thought, well, we have to do a show for this for the fall, and what could it be? And I thought, well, you know, Iris has this renowned collection of costume jewelry. That'll be relatively easy to set up. Why don't we do that? As I was talking to her, it occurred to me we could do something really fun, because instead of having the jewelry on these abstract mounts, what we could do is style them in a way that they were Iris.
He said, I think it would make a much more interesting show if you could show the public what you can do with accessories, how they can transform an outfit. Could you possibly spare about 5 outfits? You would have 100% authority to accessorize them any way you saw fit. So I said, oh, that sounds like fun. What would you like? Well, we don't know. What have you got? And that opened the Pandora's box.
When you think about Iris's collection, several rooms in her Park Avenue apartment are dedicated to her clothes. Her closets are double height. That means 2 levels of clothing jammed together, where you'll just see a sliver of a Saint Laurent skirt or an Ungaro blouse.
Lagerfeld piece, Dior, Galanos. This is a shaman, it's a Chinese shaman's jacket, but I'll wear it as a cocktail outfit with skinny pants.
She had her mother's apartment, which was filled with clothing. She had her apartment in Palm Beach, which was filled with clothing. And so even for the person who's put it together, you know, what point do you select this over that? We knew that this was going to be a show that looked like nothing else we had ever done.
They were very much afraid because they had never done a one-woman show, ever. It was like a written law. If you one-woman show and you were not in the trade, you had to be dead.
Because the previous exhibition had fallen apart and there was no sponsorship, we had to make it very close to the vest. I mean, there was not a lot of publicity. It would have to be word of mouth. We didn't expect that it would be quite the phenomenon that it was. I don't know if there's been any other show that has relied so much on word of mouth. That's what surprised us. People coming in and leaving us, you have to see this show. The response was remarkable.
I went back numerous times. It was absolutely fascinating. And then I'd overhear people, the comments people made. On a rare occasion, I would comment on their comments.
He'd tell me that people would say, you know, well, who is she? And they'd say, oh, I don't know, she's dead. So I told him, the next time you hear that, tap the lady on the shoulder and say, my auntie is very much alive. She's just walking around to save funeral expenses.
New York, New York, New York. Rock, shake to the beat. Rock, shake in the streets. New York, New York, New York.
These are mostly from Tibet. They weigh a ton. I wear them only when I'm assured that I can go home in about half an hour. Well, that's supposed to be me. Atop this ostrich. The jacket is made of barnyard feathers.
I think it was in American Vogue that I saw the first thing about Iris. I think for her also, the exhibition at the Met was a very big change in her life.
And I'm an octogenarian starlet. I think that's fun.
See happy people dancing to the funky New York beat.
I began to be, in a small way, a public person. I mean, I was always known in the trade in my interior design and called upon for quotes and written about, but I mean, not to the degree that, I mean, this was an avalanche.
I think part of the reason they responded to it was this feeling that it was play. Here was somebody who was just having a great deal of fun.
Life is gray and dull, and you might as well have a little fun when you dress and amuse people.
Do you like that? Did you hear what she said? Yeah.
The show changed a lot as it moved. The next show in Palm Beach it just flowed. There were 7 contiguous galleries, and you walked from one to another. Well, I went to the Museum on Long Island in Nassau County, and then Peabody, Essex was really the climax. It was really beautiful because they have huge soaring ceilings, and they did a really great job. I'm sure that the reason my shows were so successful was that they provided fantasy, or it provided some glamour. There are a lot of explanations. Maybe people caught up with me. Maybe I was too far ahead. Maybe people are looking for something that's missing in their lives. Because as much as people say they don't want to be bothered, I think they really yearn for it. Mrs. Lohman, the original, said, "You're not pretty, and you'll never be pretty, but it doesn't matter. You have style."
Iris Apfel. Over 75 years of influence in fashion, interior design.
I don't have any rules because I would only be breaking them, so it's a waste of time.
Our accessories to do is compose a new vision.
That's inspiration for me.
You're killing it. You look so good tonight.
I don't know if there's been any other show that has relied so much on word of mouth.
An octogenarian starlet. I think that's fun.
Their fabric company had done a lot of work for administrations in the White House.
I get more kick out of this. It cost $4 and change, and if my husband took me to Harry Winston.
But we had a problem with Jackie.
Stop.
I want to do more things in this life with my job.
No, I couldn't do any better. Oh, I like being active. I like being in the world and of the world. You might as well have a little fun when you dress and amuse people.
I've never heard you say, I don't like the way that person dresses.
I can't judge. It's better to be happy than well-dressed.
素敵に楽しく生きる人生の極意。アイリス・アプフェル、94歳のニューヨーカー。